Good morning. I want to talk a little bit about different types of periodic tables. And to do that, I've gone to a site called sciencegeek.net. And for fun, this gentleman collects periodic tables. Now, the nice thing about the periodic table is that it's a really good cheat sheet. And one of the things that you need to do is decide what part of the periodic table is important to you. This particular periodic table gives you a nice answer of the relative percentages of different isotopes. So for example, you can see here that boron has 2 isotopes, gallium has 2 isotopes, titanium has more than 2 isotopes, and you can go on and on. Now, maybe that's not the periodic table you want. This particular periodic table comes from the British Petroleum Group, and the neat thing about that is this periodic table shows you what these elements are used for. And that's kind of nice to be able to print off. If you go on to this periodic table, it also shows you what elements are used for, but it has a wonderful introduction to Dmitri Mendeleev. Here's a periodic table. Yes, I know it's in Spanish, but it tells you whether things are metals or nonmetals or halogens or noble gases or metalloids. It's all color coded, and that has some value as we look through the different parts of the periodic table. And part of the reason that I've showed you this is you have a periodic table assignment coming up where you have to create your own periodic table. Now this, as I showed you in the last video, is not the only periodic table that's around. There are literally hundreds of periodic tables, but they are organized by property and they're organized by atomic number. As a result, we can see some patterns, like we see all the middle part is pink, and we see that there's a section over here that is orange, and then there's a diagonal yellow line, which is the metalloid line. You're going to be creating your own periodic table, and I just want to show you two non-traditional periodic tables that we can take a look at. Well, if it shows up anyway. Eek! I'll be right. Oh, there it is. Okay, here's the periodic table of beans. I love this periodic table because if you take a look at it, you will see that over here they explain that this periodic table is sorted by brands. So the ones on the left are Heinz, and the ones on the right are whatever the store brand was. You can see that the columns are sorted as well. So each one of the columns has some meaning. This is an organic bean. This is an organic bean. This is an organic bean. All of those things together show that we have some different characteristics we can organize by. These Tesco beans are diet beans, so all of these in the second row are diet beans, meaning they have less sugar in them. There's another periodic table I wanted to show you, which is the periodic table of desserts. And the reason that the periodic table of desserts is important is here, these are all sugars. These are all spices, and these particular spices all look the same color. Here in the middle, I've got different types of nuts, different types of flavorings, different types of fruit. All of these are ways to organize a periodic table, and you'll notice in both of them I've put the URL so you can take a look at them if you go back. It's worth your time to look at that before you start on your own assignment.